Hi, people. I hope everyone is doing well. I'm gonna wait for a few people to kind of come on in. Hi. Good Lord, I hate StreamYard's chat. Um, I can't see anybody. I hope you are all doing amazing. I hope y'all are having a wonderful evening. I happen to be kid and husband free tonight, so I've been compiling this. Hey, Cherry, how are you, darling? Thank you for being here. By the way, Cherry, hold on. I gotta do that through. God, I'm such a boomer. Hey, Renee. Hi. Turn that all the way down. All right, Cherry, my love, should now be in blue. D homies. Hi, darling. Can you do me a favor, Cherry? Can you copy her description and stuff from my description of the video, all of her details and drop it periodically? If you can, I would really, really, really appreciate it. This one's going to be a long one, guys. And I'm going to do my best to boomer my way through this, okay? This is about this little baby missing Harmony Montgomery. She's 7 years old. She's blonde hair, blue eyed. She is blind in her right eye and should wear glasses. She's estimated to be 4 foot tall and 50 pounds. And this is the heartbreaker, guys. She was last seen in October of 2019. If anyone has seen her, period, in that last 2 years, please contact the Manchester Police Department 603 668 8711 or the Manchester Crime Line. I'm assuming that it's also 603 624 4040. Hi, Mandy. Okay, so I'm just going to give you kind of a little bit of a background and overview. Harmony was born to Crystal Sorey and Adam Montgomery. Adam later started a relationship with Kayla and had 3 additional children. Now, Crystal had an additional child, Jameson, who was very close to her. She also later gave him up for adoption. Now, all of these people, all of these players have extensive backgrounds with substance abuse, And Crystal is now reportedly clean and sober. In my opinion, it's a testament to Crystal that she made the decision for Jameson to be adopted. That can't be easy for any parent. She knew she couldn't give him the life that he needed. And in my opinion, that's very selfless. So he could have a better life. And it's a further testament that Crystal has a really good relationship with the adoptive family. It's a big deal. Um, it it's a big deal. It's heartbreaking, but it's a big deal. So what I'm going to try to do here is I've compiled as much of a timeline that I can find and compile. I'm going to try to go through it, and it's going to be as comprehensive as it can be. Now, there are lots of big gaps here, guys, lots of them, because we don't know a lot for a lot of reasons, but we don't know a lot. So this whole story kind of starts in August of 2012 when Crystal and Adam start their relationship, right? Then we've got a big gap until January of 2014. Oh, shoot. I missed a tab. Let me back up. Adam has a lot of run-ins with the law, even as a minor, right? In 2006, he was only 16. He was charged with possession of a dangerous weapon on school grounds. In July of 2007, Adam was accused of following a 15-year-old girl into her home after shouting that the girl had stolen his cell phone. He was charged with burglary and misdemeanor simple assault. However, this case was dismissed in January of 2008. Just a couple of months later, in September of 2007, he was charged with criminally threatening his 15-year-old former girlfriend from Manchester with a knife. He was sentenced to 110 days in jail. In May of 2008, he was 18 at the time. He was charged with stabbing a youth in the leg and pushing him out of a moving vehicle near Bridge and Belmont Streets in Manchester. Apparently, it's reported that was from a drug ripoff. Adam believed that he was sold fake drugs. Oh, hold on. Where did I just go? Come back. I'm boomerang. Forgive me, guys. So that was all Adam as a juvenile. And then August of 2012, Adam and Crystal start a relationship. And then January 24th of 2014, Adam shot a man in the head in a drug deal gone wrong. It was believed to be heroin. He served 18 months. 18 months. You shoot somebody in the head and you serve 18 months. Okay. At this point, Crystal was only 4 months pregnant. Like, wow. Okay. In June 7th of 2014, Harmony is born and put into foster care immediately. Mandy, I'm just glad you're here. Thank you, darling. A lot of times when you're talking about parents that are dealing with addiction issues, if the children are born and they test positive for anything drug wise, they're immediately put into foster care. And there's no information on that out there that I can find. Hi, Granny Goose. There's no information out there that I can find about that specifically, but if I had to guess, I believe, and Crystal is very vocal and open about her abuse history. And my heart goes out to her in a lot of ways. Is she off the hook for everything that goes down? No, I'm sorry. She's not, in my opinion. But my heart goes out to her in a lot of ways. So Harmony is put in June 7th. Harmony is put into foster care immediately. On June 8th, now we skip a lot of time. June 8th of 2017, Crystal has Harmony's half brother, Jameson. And by all accounts, Harmony doted on him, loved her baby brother, was an amazing big sister. In July of 2017, Crystal officially lost custody of Harmony. Now, she had been in and out of foster care. I'm assuming, once again, not a lot of information out there about this. I'm assuming she was attempting to work a program and just couldn't get clean in the timely manner that, you know, DCYS in New Hampshire. But DCFS, whatever the abbreviation is for your state. I'm assuming that there's a time limit on that, and she officially lost custody of him. And then we fast forward another couple of years. January 19th or January of 2019. Kayla, who is the new wife, and Adam have a child. Also, the same time period that Adam is granted custody of Harmony in Massachusetts. February of 2019, Kayla adds Harmony to their welfare stamps for food stamps, basically, to get additional benefits. Now we go to August of 2019. Crystal, mom, FaceTimes with Harmony on Easter. And the way she talks about Harmony's interaction at that point in time is really kind of heartbreaking. She says that Harmony was terrified. And this is not long, guys, after Harmony was awarded custody of Harmony. And I want to share this. Hold on. Oh my goodness.
When was the last time you actually saw Harmony?
In a FaceTime video, like 2-3 days before. I showed her basket. I said, I'm coming in a couple days. Mommy got you a basket, you know? I held on to that basket for a year and some change, hoping, you know, that I'd have a chance to give it to her.
And what did she seem like when you saw her on FaceTime?
Terrified. I would say, hey, you know, what's going on? What'd you eat for lunch? What'd you do today? You know, are you going to school yet? Like, you know, how are your brothers and sisters? You got any friends? You know, little questions like, I'm her mom. Like, I want to know these things. I want to know she's happy. And every time I asked these things, he would pause it and he'd tell whatever he'd say to her. I can't hear him. He'd mute it. And she'd be like, don't tell her. Da, 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 don't, da. And she'd be like, you know, and I'm watching her. So he'd unmute it. And I'm like, what's going on? Like, why are you muting it every time I ask her a question? Why aren't you letting her talk to me? Why are you answering for her? Like, you're acting weird, Adam. I'm like, what's going on? Like, we're co-parenting. Like, you're letting me have visits. Like, what's going on? He's like, no, I have sole custody, sole decision making. You don't get to ask me shit. And he hangs up and blocks me. And that was the last thing I had contact with her and saw her at all.
Wait, am I back? I am such a boomer, guys. I don't want to do. Oh my goodness. Y'all, don't do this when you're old. Seriously, it ain't fun. I don't even know what happened. Anyway. So, seeing as I'm not sure when y'all couldn't hear me anymore, it wasn't muted. I'm figuring out it's like when you stop sharing a screen, when it has audio, you've got to add yourself back to the stream, apparently. I don't know. I'm figuring it out. I'm boomering it. Anyway. By the way, Living Like Phoenix, so glad you're here, darling. Mwah, thank you. So that clip was about her FaceTime call with Harmony around Easter in April of 2019. In June of 2019, Jameson, which is her, love you too, darling. Jameson was placed into foster care, which, like I've said before, guys, I can't imagine having to make that choice as a mother, but knowing the issues that she was fighting with addiction. Good night, D homies. And knowing that she could not provide the best home possible. I actually applaud her for that. Now, in June, also the same month, an aunt visits with Harmony and notices that Adam is starting to sell things on Facebook Marketplace. So apparently there were financial issues there. Now, in July, Kevin Montgomery, who is Adam's uncle, notices a black eye and calls DCYF, and nothing happened. Adam tells him that he bashed her around this house. Because he told Harmony to watch her infant sibling. Keep in mind, at this point, she's 5. And for anybody that's a parent out there, babies cry. They don't care what's going on. They don't care. They don't care. Babies cry. They're going to cry. Good night, Living Like Phoenix. Mwah. So he asked her to babysit the baby because he had to go to the bathroom. And when he comes out of the bathroom, he sees that Harmony is covering the baby's mouth to keep the baby quiet. Which bothers me on so many levels, I cannot even begin to explain because A, either that was a learned behavior, something that she had seen done somewhere else, or she was so terrified of her father because the baby was being loud that she was desperate to keep the baby quiet. And let's be real, what 5-year-old knows how to soothe a baby appropriately, right? His response to that was he smacked her in the face. The uncle, Kevin Montgomery, also witnessed Harmony being spanked really hard on her butt, also being forced to stand in the corner for hours without bathroom breaks. So I'm sure you know what that means for a 5-year-old. And being forced to use her own toothbrush to clean the toilets. Y'all, I just, When Kayla, his now wife, was asked about the black eye, she said that Adam told her the black eye was caused by a sibling that had hit her with a toy. Just, All right. I'm going to try to not boomer this. Share screen. This is an interview from the great uncle.
Adam's uncle, Kevin Montgomery, was worried about Harmony after seeing her with a black eye. He alerted the police that Harmony might be in danger back then. And Kevin Montgomery joins me live now. Kevin, thank you so much for being with me tonight. First, right out of the gate, have you had any updates at all from police or family members on Harmony's whereabouts?
None.
Nothing at all? No one sharing
No.
any information with you?
Nope.
So
No.
tell me, what made you initially call the police on your nephew, on Adam? What was it that got you so worried?
So I won't get into details, but there was just things that raised an alarm with me, and I called the authorities. And I'll just be clear, I love the police. They're doing everything they can. First and foremost, DSS, or Family and Children's Services, failed my niece here. And that's why we're here today. If they listened in the first place, this wouldn't be happening. And my niece is out there. She has family that love her, aunts and uncles and grandmothers and great-grandmothers and grandfathers. And yeah, we just want her home. And I don't like the public. If you can't help the situation, please don't distract from what the people that are trying to help are doing. The words, the viciousness, everybody wants to be in the story but me. I want to be as far away from this story as I possibly can, but I can't. I have to be my niece's voice, and I'll stay as relentless as long as my body will take, as much as it will take. I know there's a lot of support out there, but there's a lot of aggressiveness, and just back off.
Kevin, can I ask you if you had a chance to talk with Adam, who is, again, he's your nephew, and Harmony is your grandniece, but have you had a chance to talk with Adam since he's been arrested, or even within the days around his arrest?
I haven't talked to him in years.
Tell me about that.
I kind of want to keep the focus on Harmony here, please. I don't want to. That's my concern. The justice system, whatever happens, all that will take its course. I'm here to try to raise awareness, money with my GoFundMe page, and I just want to stick the focus on Harmony. I don't want this story to die. I don't want it to fizzle out. I want to talk about finding Harmony. Anyone out there that has seen Harmony,
Okay, guys. Excuse my cough. I just have to, can y'all hear me? Yeah, okay. I just have to ask you, does this dude creep y'all out as much as he does me? And now he's talking about a GoFundMe? Really? What the actual fuck? Sorry. Okay.
it doesn't matter if it was 6 months ago, 6 weeks ago, anything will help. Any information, any. Just imagine if it was your daughter, your niece, your granddaughter. People know. Someone knows. Someone knows something. Someone saw something.
So, Kevin, let me ask you, because there is so little information and because Harmony has been missing for so long, the only thing anyone has to go on is what was happening right up until the time that Harmony disappeared. And so that's why some of these questions are, as uncomfortable as they are, they're necessary. In the police affidavit, you were very informative about some of the things that happened to little Harmony before she went missing. And it was just heartbreaking to read the details that Harmony had been, I think one of the quotes, bashed around the house by Adam, that she'd been forced to clean a toilet with a toothbrush, and that she'd been forced to stand in the corner for hours, to the point where she wet herself. And then there are big redactions, big black marks all through some of the things that you told the police. Can you fill in what those blanks are, Kevin? What were the other things that you said that have been blacked out?
I'm not sure.
Mandy, apparently the GoFundMe was to add to, supposedly at least, to add to the reward fund. But why not just give the information to the reward fund? Why do you need a GoFundMe? I'm sorry, creepy as all get out.
Sure, I don't remember. I don't remember. I don't know what's blackout. I haven't seen those reports. I know what I said in the reports, and I stand that I said what I said. And I don't want to mess up this investigation by giving up too much information. The police are working their tails off. I know they are. I talk to them often. And yeah, I talk to them often. And any way I can help, or any details I can remember, we'll try to go over. And it's just heartbreaking. It is heartbreaking.
Kevin, can I ask, in some of the history that we've been reading through and trying to piece together this mystery, you called the police in July of 2019 because you'd seen Harmony with a black eye. And then it's my understanding, was it you that called the police in October, just a couple months later? And if that was you, what was the circumstance that led to that call?
Correct. So that call it was my mother's house, and we wanted to go there and get some things.
Okay, the rest of that is not super important. Okay, Cherry, tell me. By the way, Cherry, I agree. If it was my niece, I wouldn't stop. But we'll get into that later. Give us a second. And yes, he did try to report it. Cherry, he saw Harmony with a black eye. And Adam also saw her being spanked really hard, forced to stand in the corner for hours without bathroom breaks, and scrubbing a toilet with her own toothbrush. So this is the guy that saw that you're seeing on the screen right now. Hold on, I've got to boomer my way through this. Because I want to keep this about her at all times. There. Oh, that didn't work. What the heck? Oh, it did work. Okay. I want to keep this about her and her information out there at all times. No, I'm getting there, Cherry. I promise. I promise. I'm getting there. So all of this was in July of 2017. Okay. Now we fast forward over 2 years. In August of 2019, the house that they were living in was sold at public auction. Adam, Kayla, who is his wife, Harmony, and her other 3 half siblings were squatting at that point, which basically means they weren't paying rent. They weren't, they were just living there. At this point, Adam makes a very alarming Facebook post. Mandy, yes, that is Oakley Carlson. It is a different child, and that case is also awful. But in August of 2019, the house is sold at public auction at this point. Adam, Kayla, Harmony, and 3 half siblings were squatting, which means that they were not paying any rent. They didn't own the house anymore. I'm assuming it was maybe foreclosed on. There's not a lot of information about that. But Adam made this distressing Facebook post that basically said that they were living. Keep in mind, guys, this is New Hampshire. It gets cold in New Hampshire, I would assume. I'm in South Louisiana. It's cold right now for me. But family in Florida, which is Kevin Montgomery and most of his family is in Florida, contacted DCYF because they were concerned because there was no source of heat and the only electricity in the home was through a generator. To the best of my knowledge, and keep in mind the generator was only powering the refrigerator. Also, to the best of my knowledge, there was no running water in the home. Several neighbors also called DCYF and law enforcement, not only because of the lack of heat or power, but also because of the living conditions. There was reportedly trash everywhere. It was just gross and disgusting. But also because they suspected that there was a dog being abused. All right, so there are a couple of, hold on. Okay. There are a couple of police reports that have been found. One is from August 8th of 2019. It looks like a welfare report. The notes say that the neighbor concerned about young child living at this address said she thinks the parents are squatting there and have no electricity, just a small generator, and there's trash everywhere. She is concerned for the child and asks that we check the condition. The residents have been checked several times and have assisted DCYF on checking conditions there as well. Everyone's home, generator is running, food in the house, they're healthy, all is well. Give me a second. There's an additional report on 8/21, so just 2 days later. The notes say squatters in the building. The home is up for auction. There is a generator running and there is trash all over the place. Unknown exactly how many people are in there. Getting numerous calls about this. Tenant Adam is in the process of being evicted. His uncle, Kevin Montgomery, has been calling in, checking conditions, and harassing him. DCYF has been involved as well. Thank you, Cherry. You rock. Yeah, this is very, very, very triggering in a lot of ways. Sorry, my computer is being slow. September 5th of 2019, caller says that he is concerned that the dog that is at this address is being abused. When asked about abuse, she hears the people inside yelling at the dog and then the dog yelping and more yelling. Says ongoing problem. Says that the dog then gets put outside. I just can't even with these people. I kind of lose it with kids and animals, both. September 18th, just what? Not even 2 weeks later? Caller lives in the neighborhood. At 3 a.m., his wife heard music and a lot of talking. This morning, there's been no movement from the house, and the car appears to have been broken into. Said there's pry marks all over the car. We've dealt with this address quite a bit in the last couple of months. Good question, Sherry. Good question. Yeah, good question. Seriously. It's gross. And when I get to the end of this, you'll know. So those were several calls over what? A month? Not even a month? So in August of 2019, Jameson, keep in mind, guys, is Crystal's younger son, Harmony's little half brother. They met with Crystal to discuss adopting Harmony as well, because Harmony was such a great big sister and Jameson loved her. Hi, Lori. But Jameson loved Harmony to the moon and back, and vice versa. She was a great big sister. Excuse my dog whining at me. What you need, sweetheart? What? You're a good boy. But so the couple that adopted Jameson offered to adopt Harmony as well, to keep them together. But Crystal didn't have custody of Harmony, so that was what it was. Fast forward to September 23rd, 2019. A friend of theirs posted selfies with Harmony, Kayla, and Adam. What do you want, pup? Y'all, forgive me. Give me a second. I'm getting the treat for her quick whining at me. Give me a sec. You need a treat? Huh? You need a treat, sweet boy. Come here. Good boy. He's a good boy. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Sorry, guys. Anyway, okay. So September of 2019, a friend posts selfies with Harmony, Kayla, and Adam. And by all accounts that I can find of those selfies, Harmony looks fine. In October of 2019, Kayla's brother, Kevin, calls law enforcement for a police escort to pick up to the house so that they could pick up some of his mother's things. Apparently, there was a lot of conflict there, and they just wanted to avoid that conflict. Okay, he saw Harmony and said she acted really shy. Mandy, you do. I also have guineas. I have a pair of them. But she would, like I said, they saw her. She was very shy and very timid. But looked okay by all accounts, as far as I know. Now, also this same month, October 2019, apparently law enforcement is called for some sort of situation. It is the last absolute time that Harmony can be verified to be alive and safe. The next month, in November of 2019, Jameson is adopted. Formally adopted. Once again, the adoptive parents offer to adopt Harmony as well. And this is where Crystal finds out that Harmony, after being in foster care for quite a while, had been reunited with her father, Adam. She didn't know that because, keep in mind, she lost custody way back when. And here's the truly sad part about this case, guys. A lot of this happened because Crystal and Jameson's adoptive parents are really close. She has a relationship with them. Jameson wanted to give her big sister Christmas presents. And they started pushing, and Crystal started pushing, and I could find Adam. That's the truly, to me, heartbreaking part. It's all heartbreaking, but good Lord. Jameson's adoptive parents tried to reach out to Adam, could never get in touch with him, whatever. Thanksgiving 2019, his mom saw Harmony and said she looked fine. Clean clothes, no signs of abuse. I find this really weird. Kayla's mom had never seen her before. Hi, Catlin. Crystal's mom had never seen her before. They had their first child in January of 2019. So, I mean, they've been together for a hot minute. I don't understand why. I don't know. During the same time period in Thanksgiving, eviction notices are being placed on the door. And according to a neighbor, Adam and Kayla and the kids move out sometime during Thanksgiving. Adam's account is during this time, at this point in time too, is that Crystal came to pick up Harmony. Kayla's account is that Adam drove Harmony to Massachusetts, where they're from, to Crystal. June of 2020. So another big jump. Crystal tells Jameson's adoptive family that she can't find him. She can't find Adam and hasn't spoken to Harmony in a while, quote. November of 2020, Adam starts dating Kelsey Small. And here's where it gets really interesting, to me at least. November 29th of 2020, Adam's Chrysler Sebring was involved in an accident causing damage to the front of the vehicle. Now, did he run into somebody? Or something? Was Harmony in the car and something happened then? Who knows? Because this is all according to a Carfax report. And then December 2nd, so just a few years later, another accident happened, causing damage to the No, I'm sorry. I messed that up. 1129 was damage to the rear of the car. December 2nd was causing damage to the front left of the car. Now, this is a really general date because I can't find in the actual records. I just know that sometime in 2021, Adam is charged with stalking Kayla, his wife, who he's cheating on with the new girlfriend, Kayla, and his other 3 kids, and resisting arrest. He gets a 1-year sentence that's suspended. January of 2021, Crystal tells law enforcement that she's sober and has been looking for Harmony for all of 2020. And Adam has anyone who has ever questioned him about the kids blocked, not only on social media, but their phone numbers and everything else. So there's your answer to that. I told you I was getting there. Also in January of 2021, Kayla tells the Department of Health and Human Services that there were 2 adults and 4 children living in their home to qualify for their welfare and food stamps, and that Harmony went to her mom's, meaning Crystal, every other weekend, which is a great big freaking lie. Liar, liar, pants on fire. Now, in March of 2021, Kayla and 3 half siblings go to live with Kayla's mom. It is not until June of 2021 that Kayla removed Harmony from her Department of Health and Human Services, so welfare and food stamps case. Love and light to you, Catlin. I'm sorry. I know it's super hard. June of 2021, Kayla removed Harmony from her Department of Health and Human Services. She collected $2,451 over 19 months. Also, in the same month, June 2021, Crystal posted a TikTok slideshow of pics of Harmony and says she's not quite missing, but Adam has kept her from her for 2 years. July of 2021, Kayla and the 3 kids move into a shelter. July 2nd of 2021, Kayla's mom gets a restraining order against Adam. Because remember, he's stalking his ex-wife and his 3 kids? Yeah, he shows up at her mom's house where she was living until she went into the shelter in the middle of the night and proceeds to tap on a window with a knife. God, he's gross. I'm going to need a shower after this. November 18th of 2021, Crystal calls law enforcement saying Adam has custody, but Harmony is missing. Law enforcement went to previous known addresses, but couldn't find either Harmony or Adam. Oh, Catlin, thank you. I just feel like she needs more exposure. And the more we can get out there, and even though I've got 2 people watching, I'm grateful for y'all. So that was November 18th, 2021. December 29th, 2021. Crystal finally resorts to sending an email to the mayor of Chester. And this is just, It says, "Hello, Mayor. I'm a single mother of 3. I currently only have 2 of my kids. Oldest daughter, Harmony, she's 7 years old. Her father, Adam Montgomery, has physical custody of her, and he is currently homeless and under the influence. DCYF has an open case for my daughter and didn't remove her when they witnessed her bruises and house at the time they had no running water. Now it's a year later, and DCYF has done nothing to help me find her. She's supposed to be in 1st grade. He never enrolled her in school this whole time. She missed important doctor's appointments she had since a baby due to her disability in her eye. Please, I'm begging you, for help in finding my daughter before she ends up like that little boy that just passed away due to neglect through the department. My next step is going the media, but to the media to get help, wherever help I need to find her and bring her home safe. My phone number is redacted. Please help. Thank you for your time and happy holidays. So that was December 29th, 2021. December 30th, 2021, law enforcement talks to both Adam's brother and uncle. 12/31/21, law enforcement finds Adam sleeping in a car with his girlfriend. His girlfriend knew he had 4 kids, but Adam never talked about Harmony. What I would love to know, hi, that girl. What I would love to know, did he talk about his other kids? We don't have that information, but all I can find is that he didn't talk about Harmony. I don't know. Adam refused to tell law enforcement where Harmony is. And also, by the way, my side note, I feel like he needs a throat punch he just needs a throat punch. Said if he wasn't under arrest, he was leaving. That same day, Manchester PD has a press conference. Okay, let's see if I can remove that. Boomer this so much. This one.
Leading all investigative matters for the police department. All right, I want to begin by thanking all of you for coming today. Your continued interest in locating 7-year-old Harmony Montgomery is appreciated and is essential to this investigation. As you know, more than 2 years has passed since Harmony was last seen. That puts us at a disadvantage, and the public's help is greatly needed. That being said, we are announcing today the creation of a dedicated tip line for this case. As you can see in the boards in front of me, that number is 603-203-6060. I say again, 603-203-6060. That phone number will be manned by one of our juvenile detectives 24/7. Come in by phone or by text, either one. This will not be an extension that sends callers immediately to a voicemail. This will be monitored by a detective at all times so we can gather tips and act on them immediately. In addition to that phone number I just mentioned, the Manchester Crime Line is offering $2,500 reward, the most allowed through that organization for tips that lead to Harmony being found. Normally, Crime Line rewards are for information regarding crimes. I'd like to emphasize that the Crime Line has made an exception and has generously made that exception for this missing child case. Additionally, local businessmen Dick Anignos and Arthur Sullivan have also offered $10,000 for tips that lead to Harmony being found. I want to personally thank the Crime Line, Mr. Anignos and Mr. Sullivan for their generous actions on behalf of finding Harmony. I cannot emphasize enough how important any and all tips are. Even if you believe you saw this little girl a year ago or 2 years ago, please call in. Knowing where she was can help us narrow down where she is now. The Manchester Police Department is working with DCYF as well as the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children in every effort to locate Harmony. That tip line again is 603-203-6060. And again, it can receive phone calls and text messages. Please share this information and utilize it. I'm appealing to everyone. Help us find this little girl. Someone knows something, do what is right, and call in. I cannot emphasize that enough. Somebody out there knows something. It's time for people to do the right thing. I cannot say it enough. I cannot emphasize it enough. Someone needs to call in, do the right thing, and provide us information on where Harmony may be. Again, the number is 603-203-6060. Help us find Harmony. At this time, I'll open up to questions, but please understand I will not be discussing details of the investigation. Before I do that, I want to publicly thank Captain Sean Layton and his detectives that are working around the clock, nonstop on this investigation, and they will continue to do so until we bring this to the resolution that we all want, and that is locating Harmony. All right, let me finish, please. Okay. So with that, I'll take a question. Yeah, we were at that address. That was in connection with Harmony's case. Okay. What's important to note that the current homeowner, I want to emphasize this, the current homeowner at that address has no involvement in this case, other than to say that homeowner is being extremely cooperative, and I ask that you respect her privacy and anybody's privacy that lives in that residence. Okay, they again, they are not involved in this investigation, other than the fact that they are cooperating and assisting us where they can. And I'll emphasize again, I understand that this case has generated a lot of interest. Okay, and people in our community are generally concerned about this child's well-being, as are we, as the police department and the community as a whole. But we ask people, don't play detective. Okay, don't play police officer. That is our job. That's the men and women's job that work under Captain Layton. People going on social media and circulating their opinions or their theories do nothing for this investigation, and are no good and are no helpful in trying to locate Harmony. I ask you to leave that work to where it belongs, and it belongs to the Manchester Police Department. Any other questions? I'm not going to comment on who we've individually spoken to, other than tell you that we have spoken with many family members of Harmony, and we will continue to do so as part of the investigation. It seems like a reasonable conclusion to draw, Steve. Other than, I'll reemphasize that we continue to communicate and speak with many family members, and I'll take you back to the fact that we're 2 years behind the power curve. All right, in where Harmony should have been. All right, and who she should have been with. She's not with them, and that's why we're doing this. Okay, and that's why I'll continue to hone in and emphasize something, people. All right, the people out in the community. I don't care who you're affiliated with or who you associate with, or what good you think you may be doing by not saying anything. It's time to be an adult, and it's time to remember that we're talking about a 7-year-old girl. And if that was your child, my child, their child, they would want somebody to do the right thing. So quite frankly, enough is enough. It's a 7-year-old girl. Let's find her. All right. Let's come together as a community and do the right thing. That's all I'm asking. And I don't think I'm asking a lot. If people think that I am, then I'll leave it at that.
In regards to the house on the west side,
Yeah.
where she was last seen or anything, or have there been any prior calls in regards to any involving a child there in that home?
That address on the west side you're referring to, yes. At one point, Harmony was seen at that address, and that's why we had some interest in it yesterday, and we need to continue to have interest in that address. We will.
Have there been any prior calls in terms of any use of child in that home?
I'm not going to get into the details of the calls for service that took place at that residence because I do not want to impede any part of the investigation. My guess is you understand that.
Thank you, Chief.
Yep.
Chief, where was she supposed to be over the last couple of years? In New Hampshire, Massachusetts, with the mom?
Again, I'm not going to get into that. I'm not getting into the specifics of where she should have been or who she should have been with, other than to tell you that where she should have been and who should have been with, she's not with those people, and she's not at that location. I just checked with Captain Lane's detectives before it came down. We're right around about 24, 25 calls that have come in Captain Layton's detectives simultaneously to conducting many other investigative matters. They're also diving into those tips as they come in, screening them out, determining the validity, and prioritizing those tips as they come in.
Surprised at all at that number? I think there's a lot of attention on this case right now. It's like a low number to me, maybe.
Yeah, it's a little low, but I think a lot of it has to do where us, you, the community, the public, we're 2 years behind, right? And that's why we have to stand up here every day, and that's why I need your help and your peers in the room to get this picture out as far a net as we can cast, and let's see where it brings us.
Is there anything more you can say about the Massachusetts connection?
I'm not going to comment on that at this time. No. Until somebody shows me something that she's not, we are in a mode, and I emphasize this morning. The gentleman behind me can testify to that. All right, I'm in rescue mode right now. All right, this is not a recovery. All efforts are focused on that Harmony is alive, and we are going to do everything we can to find her in that condition. Until somebody shows me something that points that she's not, then that may change my attitude or my perception on it. But for now, we have to operate under the assumption that she is alive and well somewhere, and somebody knows something. So again, to those out there listening to me who are tired of hearing my voice about this, too bad. Time to do the right thing and call in and start giving some legitimate information on where Harmony may be. Go ahead. Yep.
Is that last seen by police, or is that last seen by a family member? And have there been, since that time, been any indication that she has been seen somewhere else, but actually not seen?
That October, yeah, I do. That October 2019 timeframe is when Harmony was last seen in the city of Manchester. All right, and that was by a combination of the Manchester Police Department and some other entities as well. All right, so the October 2009 timeframe, she was last seen in the city of Manchester.
So it's possible that in that time since, she could have been somewhere else and well.
Anything's possible right now. Yep.
ECYF involved in this situation?
They are. We're working with them.
What is their role?
They're assisting us with kind of the historical, if you will, on Harmony, and trying to they're actively involved with us in trying to locate her as well. Yes. Are these ones that were the most recent ones we got, correct? Yeah, those are the most recent ones we got from family members. All right. We're talking 2 years, so it shouldn't be a drastic difference. I think the key thing holding on is the glasses. All right, and by all indications are that she does. Harmony does have an issue with her eyes, so that's why we want to put the ones up with the glasses on.
So the report is 10,000 total?
12,500 between Crime Line and Dick Anagnost and Art Sullivan Dick and Arthur, both business owners here in the city of Manchester, and I spoke with them today, and they didn't even hesitate to do what they can do. That's accurate.
Are you able to go into any more specifics at all about which exact family members have been spoken to?
No, not prepared to do that. Without doing so would compromise the investigation. I'm not going to even go near that.
Does there any explanation as to why the child was missing anytime earlier?
We're trying to get to the bottom of. And like I said, on Friday, when the Manchester Police Department became aware of this last week, we immediately got on it. All right. And you were here and you heard what I said, right? We can't investigate something if we're not aware of it. And when we became aware of it, Captain Layton's people immediately got working on it and got moving, and they haven't stopped since.
Apologies, who brought it to your awareness?
CYF. That's correct. Yeah.
You said that the parents, don't know the parents, where she's been, and you think that she's alive. Where would she be right now?
That's what we're trying to find out, Steve. That's why I'm here. All right. That's part of the investigation. That's why his detectives are working around the clock, going in many different directions, many different angles, trying to find exactly where she is. And we can't stop until we find her alive. That's what I want. I'm sure that's what all of you want, right? And they're on it. All right. I have full faith in Captain Layton. This isn't his first investigation, unfortunately. All right. He knows what he's doing. Men and women know what they're doing. And I have all the faith in the world in them that they are going to do everything in their power to locate her.
When you just said DCYF brought it to your attention, the tip from last week, the initial.
Wasn't a tip. It was brought to our attention by them.
That's what started this whole.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm not going to comment on that.
No. You say what the nature of their call to you was. What did they say?
Those type of calls are common here. Okay. We work with DCYF every day, on many matters related to children throughout the city. So for them to contact us in the manner in which they did is not abnormal. Those calls are received. Those notifications are made to us. Captain Layton's people review every single one of them. They screen them. They determine what.
Hey guys, do y'all want to hear the rest of this? And you can tell me no, and that's okay. I can move on. There's not much, a hell of a lot more. There's a little bit more to my timeline, but not a lot. Yeah, I have a. Okay, I'm sorry, Kathleen. I won't say it out loud. Yeah, it's rare, but it's happening. It's why it's happening tonight, and I don't have littles or a husband. I do have a puppy, which y'all heard earlier whining at me, but in Guineas. But anyway, Laura, you're welcome. This case breaks my freaking heart because she was failed. On every level by everyone. I mean, I said it earlier. Her mom, everybody had addiction issues. And I think a lot of people struggle with that, right? And I'm certainly not going to, what's the word I'm looking for? Y'all go back and listen to the rest of it. But as far as why it took 2 years, everything failed this baby. Everything. Every single system we had in place. And I'm going to go ahead and say it. COVID had a big part of that. Because from what I understand in my research, so keep in mind, she was going back and forth between Massachusetts and New Hampshire, which they share a border. They're really close. I'm sorry for the cough, guys. She was registered for school in Massachusetts, but then Adam got custody of Harmony way back in like spring of 2019. New Hampshire does not require kids to be required or to be enrolled in school. Like, from what I understand, they don't require them to go to kindergarten. And then COVID, and then we have lockdowns, and we have this and that and everything else. Don't want to hear the rest of this press conference, or let me get through the last little bit of this timeline. And let me tell you what I think is the coolest part of this. Are y'all cool with that? Yeah, a 1 for yes. 2 for no. Keep going, playing the press conference or whatever. All right. All right. So that press conference, in my opinion, yeah, Sherry, this is amazing. So that press conference was New Year's Eve. Of 2021. So this past New Year's Eve, just a few weeks ago, right? Now, law enforcement on January 2nd, law enforcement searched the last known residence where they were squatting. Relatively unobtrusively, and by the way, if you remember, the home was sold at auction, public auction. The current homeowners are being 1,000% cooperative. They have told them to pretty much do whatever you need to do to search for this baby. They have no involvement whatsoever, right? Quit whining at me. Go lay down. Go lay down, puppy. Go. Here, want a treat? Go lay down. Sorry. So that was on January 2nd. January 4th, Adam is arrested for second-degree felony assault, interference of custody, and 2 misdemeanor counts of endangering the welfare of a minor. January 5th, just a couple of weeks ago, Kayla is arrested for welfare fraud. January 6th. Hey, Robin. January 6th. Kayla's mom says she believes Kayla when she says she hasn't seen Harmony. And the additional nugget to that is they've been estranged. They haven't talked since Kayla moved to basically the what is, I lost the word. Yay, blonde butterfly. To the shelter. January 8th, there's a second search of the former home, and they went as far as thawing out the ground for the search. They brought in ground penetrating radar, the whole 9 yards. They dug up the yard. They had buckets. It was crazy, the extent that they went, right? January 10th, Adam, even though he's already been arrested, he's in custody, has a closed hearing in family court. Now, we have no idea what happened. I've heard reports that Crystal was there. But that he like smirked at her in whatever. I want to try to keep it as factual as possible. I don't know. I've heard that being reported, but it is what it is. January 12th. Oh, wait, shoot. I didn't stop because I want it to be about her. Boomerang once again. Okay, sorry. January 12th, Kayla's charges were changed from not just welfare fraud to a Class A felony theft by deception and 2 counts misdemeanor of acts prohibited for welfare fraud. Now, this is an interesting new wrinkle. I found, oh wait. Okay, Adam is linked to an unsolved murder case from 2008. That link is not pulling up anymore. Okay. Of Darlin, Darlin Guzman in Lynn, Massachusetts. There are not many details out about that yet, but apparently it had something to do with a drug deal. Why is that not pulling up? That's bothering. Oh, There it is. Hold on. What is that? On February 10th, 2008, just before 11 p.m., police found 28-year-old Darlene Guzman fatally shot in the parking lot of the former White Hen convenience store in Lynn's Austin Square. Guzman was shot in the chest. According to law enforcement, Adam Montgomery, along with 2 members of his family, have been the focus of this murder investigation almost since day one. So there's that. So lots of questions have arisen from this tragic case of the system ethically failing this baby. I mean, she's been missing over 2 years and nobody knew. Nobody knew. And here's the best part, in my opinion. Even the governor of New Hampshire is getting involved. This statistic, my mouth is so dry right now. Sorry, I'm trying to drink some water. It's so sad. There were a total of 29 calls to law enforcement and 4 DCYF reports. And nothing was done for this baby. Nothing was done. I am going to share this with y'all so that you can see. So this is a letter, and I had to Google. Can y'all see that? Wait. Or is my phone just that far behind? This is a letter on the letterhead from the governor of the state of New Hampshire. His name, I Googled how to say his name. I believe it's Sununu. I believe that is the proper pronunciation. Don't crucify me if not, please. But it's dated January 18th, 2022, addressed to Chief Justice Kimberly S. Budd of the Massachusetts Supreme Judicial Court. Yeah, I'm going to do that girl. Give me just a second. I'm going to grab some more water. I'm sorry. Okay, that's much better. I'm sorry, guys. Chief Justice Budd, I write to you today with grave concerns surrounding the ongoing investigation into the disappearance of Harmony Montgomery. It is everyone's first priority to bring her home safe. And in the furtherance of that mission, I have made a commitment to leave no stone unturned so that we may learn as much as we can about her previous situation and possible whereabouts. New Hampshire undertakes a critical incident review of all extreme cases involving a child. Harmony Montgomery's case rises to such a level, and at my direction, I have ordered the Division of Children, Youth, and Families, DCYF, to accelerate the process and begin the review of Harmony's case while it is ongoing. We are doing this in the hopes that we might discover important information on Harmony's case. As that review proceeds, new questions are emerging regarding decisions within your court system that have had a profoundly negative impact on Harmony's well-being. Harmony's father, Adam Montgomery, is a monstrous drug dealer with previous convictions, including shooting someone in the head and a separate armed attack on 2 women in Massachusetts. This family is troubled, transient, and originally engaged with the Massachusetts child protection system. Sorry, I needed another sip, guys. Only as an immediate result of Harmony's disappearance has New Hampshire come to learn the full extent of the family's background and the type of upbringing Harmony faced prior to arriving in New Hampshire. In fact, in December of 2018, the Massachusetts Department of Children and Families requested that New Hampshire DCYF conduct a home study of Adam Montgomery and his then wife, Kayla Montgomery. New Hampshire's DCYF Interstate Compact for the Placement of Children Unit responded to Massachusetts Department of Children and Families, stating that in order to conduct the home study, additional information was needed regarding Adam Montgomery and his wife's progress and their engagement of services with MADCF. This is a standard request in such cross-border cases. Good Lord, sorry guys, I've just been talking for a long time. But while New Hampshire DCYF was waiting for the necessary information, a court in Lawrence, Massachusetts abruptly gave sole custody of Harmony to her father in 2019. It is unclear why the Massachusetts courts moved so quickly with this permanent placement prior to the completion of the home study. Why would the Massachusetts court choose to place custody of Harmony with this horrible individual that caused such a fateful decision? What makes this case exceptionally unusual is that not only did a Massachusetts judge move to place his child with such a monster as Adam Montgomery, but it did so without an interstate compact for the placement of children home study to be completed. This home study likely would have proven that Adam Montgomery was unfit. As a result of your judge's decision, New Hampshire officials were not afforded the ability to monitor Harmony's safety. Had the court required that an interstate compact home study be completed, there would have been more checks in the system to help ensure Harmony's safety when she was moved to New Hampshire, such as continued oversight on the family. More critically, had New Hampshire had this in place when responding and investigating the alleged incident of abuse in December of 2019, the result would have likely been very different for Harmony. Why did your court not ensure an ICPC home study was completed prior to the study or the transfer? It would be extremely useful to be able to review the judge's determination and all of the events leading up to that decision, such as, I am formally requesting your cooperation in reviewing the determination of your judge and all events and evidence leading up to his decision and making that review public to assist in bringing Montgomery home, Harmony home safely. No child should ever leave Massachusetts in the custody of a dangerous criminal. Good Lord, dehydrated. Sorry, guys. No child should ever leave Massachusetts in the custody of a dangerous criminal like Adam Montgomery. As neighboring states, we owe it to our residents, especially our vulnerable children, that we are working together to protect the best interest of our most vulnerable citizens. We must ensure that moving forward, at-risk children of our state are protected and adequately monitored. Locating Harmony remains our top priority. New Hampshire is undergoing an aggressive review of our system, but it is imperative to have all the information on this case to determine where the system failed and help ensure we take quick action in the hopes that it never happens again. You owe it to Harmony Montgomery, her loved ones, and the public to fully cooperate in handing over the imperative information on this case that could help provide answers and assist with our search. We hope you can agree time is of the essence and give this matter urgency, the urgency that is required. I look forward to your response. Sincerely, Christopher Sununu, I believe. I did Google it. I hope that's correct. I'm not doing anything or I don't mean to mispronounce it if I am. At the end of the day, guys, this baby was so epically failed on every level. And I'm sorry, I hadn't seen chat while I was reading that. Yeah, that girl, COVID was awful for so many reasons. Robin, you're right. And I mean, 2 years, guys, 2 years. I'm kind of done, other than just my thoughts. We don't know where she's at. We have no idea. She could very well still be out there, right? We don't know. Her mother, Crystal, very much believes that unfortunately she's been trafficked. And I'm very conflicted on how I feel about this, because I mean, where there's life, there's hope, right? And if she's been trafficked, there is that possibility. But I mean, is that possibly a fate worse than death? I don't don't know. Regardless, this baby deserves better. Poppy, go stay back. Go lay down. Go lay down. No. Sorry, guys. He knows that I'm upset, and that's why he's whining at me. He's a sweet boy. This baby deserves actively so much more than what she's gotten. Hi, Burden and Proof. Thank you for being here. She deserves so much better than what she's gotten and is getting. I do believe that law enforcement at this stage very dedicated and passionate and no nonsense, putting up with any of the nonsense. And I love the fact it was another news conference, because I knew it was going to be long. There was another conference where, and I don't remember his name. That's my bad. But he literally broke down. How often do you harden, sheriffs that get to that level of their career and what they've seen, where they're borderline breaking, and it's all about finding her. It is not a recovery until anybody can prove to him any differently. I love him. They are passionate. They're not going to give up. And I don't think any of us should either. That baby deserves better, but at the end of the day, until we start holding these agencies, I don't care what the acronym is for your state or country or whatever. New Hampshire is DCYF, DCFS, whatever. Why are we not opening up the coffers for them when we spend so much money as a government everywhere else? Why are we not protecting your most vulnerable? I don't understand. I don't And look, I could never do their job. My blonde ass would end up in jail quicker than you could bat an eye, period. I couldn't do it. And I have the utmost respect for them, but until they have proper funding, proper management, proper everything, our kids are going to continue to be failed, and it's not okay at all. Agreed, Lori. Wait, is that? No, hold on. Agreed. Agreed. It's sad. It's sad, sad, sad. And yeah, girl. And they'd be proper charges too. But anyway, I just wanted to, I don't want to be too much long-winded because I was already a lot long-winded. But thank y'all for coming. Thank y'all for watching. Oh my gosh, Lori. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for doing that. And Lord, you're better than I am. So much better than I am because I rock. All right, guys. I'm not going to try to be any more long-winded because I already know that I was a lot long-winded. I love y'all. Thank you. If you don't mind, hit a thumbs up or a thumbs down or whatever because I suck. Subscribe if you want to or not. I don't do it for that. I just want to get these stories out there. I love y'all. And I hope y'all have a wonderful evening. And I'm sorry to have such a heavy topic so late, but it took me that long to put it all together. Good night, y'all. I love y'all. Mwah, 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 mwah. Until next time, guys.